Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode number 87 of NasCard Radio, where racing, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val. With me is the amazing Jason. Jason, how are you?
I am doing well and ready to celebrate a little bit.
Yeah. And the man, the myth, the legend, Hall of Fame, PSA Hall of Famer, Logan, King NASCAR, how are you?
I'm feeling too tired.
Oh, okay. All right. Got a great show for everybody. Well, I think it's going to be a great show. I was going to say okay show, but it's going to be a great show. We're going to recap the Truck Series, Xfinity, and Cup in Las Vegas. We're
Oh, thank
gonna.
you very much.
Oh yeah. Uh huh. I don't. I'm sure there was a sighting or two of the King there, and we got some NASCAR news. We got a Tops F1 Chrome is releasing this week, and also we're going to talk about some eBay auctions in King's Court. So, but let's get going. Oh, I guess I should have had this ready. I got all these windows open. I need a better, faster computer.
Need more screens.
You know what? I think I do. But let I guess because we're after 3 years, we are celebrating our 3 year anniversary, getting ready to go on four. So it's amazing. Time flies here. Um, the Camping World Truck Series that was race number 2 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and that was the 5th annual Victoria's Voice 200 presented by Westgate. Chandler Smith was our winner, and our highest finishing rookie was Dean Thompson.
Yeah, I don't know much about Dean Thompson, but kudos to him.
You know
Yeah.
what? It's funny you say that because I thought that is a name I've never heard. So I'm right there with you.
Well, he's one of the contenders going for Rookie of the Year, so he does not have any cards yet, so we'll see. But Chandler Smith, we've talked about him some. Let me pull up his list real quick. You guys should have got an updated list, but his rookies are in 2021 last year in Donruss. He's got Signature Series. No Donruss or Optic cards, just the Signature Series with the 4, with the unnumbered red to 99, hollow gold to 25, and the hollow black number to 1. But in Chronicles, I think that should be recalled instead of Chronicles Chandler Smith instead, because he's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in the base Chronicles, card number 5, and then of course there's a few different parallels like the blue, red, purple, gold, and black, numbered from 199, 99, 25, 10, and 1. There's some autographs as well in that Chronicles. 4 different there, a lot of different series and a lot of different parallels in the Obsidian number 29 with the electric etch pink, electric etch yellow and white, 25, 10, and 1. So those are kind of tougher to get. The score in the base, the blue, the red, purple, gold, and black, all numbered from 199 to 1 with the blue to black. Score autographs, 4 versions that select with the different versions with the hollow, silver, and then green, blue, red, purple, gold, and gold vinyl. Select autographs, 3 versions of those. The unnumbered, and then 10 and 1. So that gold and gold vinyl are going to be tough to find. Spectra, no autographs in Spectra, but he's in card number 9 with the celestial blue, interstellar red, meta pink, gold, and nebula. And then he's in National Treasures. No autographs there. So I was thinking about this when I was making this. He's in the base, which is number to 25, the hollow silver, number to 15, hollow gold to 10, green, number to 5, and the hollow palladium blue, number to 1. So those natural treasures are going to be tough to find. And then Panini Prism, card number 38, and I don't know if there's what do we say, like 20 different parallels of that. I'm not going to read all of those, but
Yeah.
I think every color you can think of put those different parallels. But Chandler Smith has a base card and all the parallels. And then there's the signing sessions pink Prism numbered to 50. So those are all the Chandler Smiths.
Yep. I showed it a while ago. This is his scorecard from 2021. It's a nice looking
Yes.
card.
Yeah, I like the score. They did a nice job.
Yeah, it's a nice design. It's a simple design. You know, you don't have all the shiny going on. I like it.
Very much. And like I said, Dean Thompson doesn't have any cards, but the next race, they're actually off this week, so they'll be racing next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So, and that'll be Saturday, March 19th, but we'll recap that next week's show. To the Xfinity Series. That was race number 3. The 26th annual ASCO Uniforms 300. That was Saturday, March 5th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And our winner was car 54. Where are you? In the winner's circle. Ty freaking Gibbs.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, and the highest finishing rookie was Sheldon Creed. And if you've listened to the show at all, we've talked about Ty Gibbs quite a bit. And I don't know if Logan, you got some of your cards up or not. I know I've grabbed some for
here's Ty freaking Gibbs. You got like a plethora of Ty freaking Gibbs in your hand right there.
Well, we've been talking about him for so long and stuff. So over the time, I picked a few up. Again, he's in Chronicles, in the Crusade, Phoenix, and Score, and then he's got like the Score. You can see that's the green version. There's the parallels with there's a blue, red, purple, gold, black, and the Score autographs. He's in the Crusades. That's what I need a better, I guess, camera or light for the camera. But the Crusades, there's a hollow version, and then there's a blue version where you see the background there, and there's the autographs. He's got a little bit of chicken scratch scribble there.
Yep.
And then he's also in the Phoenix version as well. I apologize, I gotta have to work on that. And then there's also a silver version of that. So, but there's about 10 parallels for those in the Chronicles. He's also in Spectra, card number 71 with the neon green kaleidoscope, red, mosaic, gold, emerald, pulsar, and nebula. And then he's in Prism, but only in the scripted signature series, and there's about 10 different parallels for that. There's an unnumbered silver, mosaic to 99, green scope to 75, pink to 50, red and blue hyper prism to 30, blue and Carolina blue to 25, rainbow to 24, green and yellow to 15, gold to 10, white prism to 5, gold vinyl to 1, and black finite to 1. Again, this is in the 2020 Panini Prism. So the Panini scripted signatures are kind of rare with the unnumbered and then from 99 to less. So and our highest finishing rookie was Sheldon Creed.
Wah, wah.
I'll say we've talked about him as well. His rookies are also in our 2021, like Chandler Smith, in the Chronicles with the base Chronicles base autographs, and again with all those different parallels, absolute autographs, the black with the black autographs, Contenders Optic and Contenders Optic autographs. Crusade autographs. Chronicles Gold Standard and Gold Standard autographs. Chronicles Limited and Limited autographs. And Obsidian Phoenix autographs, Pinnacle autographs, Select autographs. I think instead of calling the Chronicles Chandler Smith, they're going to be Sheldon Creed because he's in Spectra as well. And then there's a variation, the Showstopper. That's his nickname in Spectra.
So, yeah, we haven't figured that one out yet. I mean, some of the other ones are pretty self-explanatory, but I don't know. I think they just did a Scrabble puzzle or something and came up with that one. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, I don't know. And then he's also in National Treasures, and he's also in Panini Prism. There's a variation with that as well, with him and with him holding the trophy, and then all of the different parallels. And there are quite a few of the parallels, and then the signatures. There's a ton. So if you are a Sheldon Creed collector, you have been very busy, or you're still very busy looking for all those. So
yeah, he's all over the place in that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, 2021. He's got a lot of cards there in those Chronicles and Prism. So next race at Phoenix Raceway, the United Rentals 200. That's Saturday, March 12th at 4:30 p.m. Stages are 45, 90, and 200. And then moving over to the Cup Series, that was race number 3 and the 25th annual Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. And that was Sunday, March 6th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Our winner was Alex Bowman, and highest finishing rookie was Harrison Burton.
Yeah, that race, Kyle Busch was leading with 3 to go, and Eric Jones, I don't know what the heck happened to him, and he had a flat tire, went up the track, took out Bubba Wallace in the process, caused the caution. Everybody came in for 4 tires except for 3 of the Hendrick cars, and they got out in front of Kyle Busch, and
they came in for 2 or whatever instead of 4.
They got 2 they got 2, and everybody else got 4. So yeah, that was Grand Theft Auto, literally. He stole that one for sure.
Yeah, you never know. And
no, Kyle Busch should have taken 2 and he'd have won. But I mean, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, it's very, very tough. Those crew chiefs, they make that's how they make the money. So
let me ask a question that's not necessarily card related, but I asked you, Val, when the race was going on Sunday in that caution, and some of the cars in front were swerving back and forth, and I've always wondered and never really had done any research to find out the reason why it was happening. And you kind of explained it to me, but then as we were just talking about it, it clicked that only the handful of cars in the front were doing it, not necessarily the cars in the back. Is that also part of, well, I'm out of the race, do I not need to worry about, like you said, the clean tires and stuff like that? Or is it just coincidence?
Good.
It's kind of coincidence. I mean, a lot of the times you'll see all of the drivers do that on a restart. I mean, like you said, they're scrubbing off the marbles from the rubber off the track, off their tires, and they're also warming the tires up as well. So they're getting them ready for the restart. But yeah, you're always going to see that, especially on a track that's abrasive, that kicks up all the rubber marbles, because those tires get really, really hot, and when they cool down, they start picking up all the rubber and stuff off the track. So that's why they have to do that, back and forth.
Yeah,
back
okay, that makes sense. All right,
just scrub it off.
We
they all usually do that.
So we need to get you to a race and sit in the first few rows. You'll know. You have to bring sunglasses with you.
Hey, you know what? We're 3 years in, and it just shows how complicated this sport is, especially I have no mechanical knowledge. That's not me. I do sports with balls. You know what I mean? Like I don't have this knowledge, so I'm literally learning from the ground up, and it's just I feel fortunate to have places to go that ask the questions now. But I can't ask 100 questions every week. You know, I try to spread them out a little bit and give some content. But yeah, it's just I see things here and there that pop up, and I try to ask when I remember. And I might be the only one listening that doesn't know, but hey, we covered it. So
no, they're all good questions because it's like baseball. Yeah, you get the basics of it, but then there's, lefty on lefty hitter or whatever pitcher and righty on righty or doing the shift or, playing the gap or whatever. There's all these other strategic things that you learn as it goes and you progress. So, but so I've gone to a race before and, you're all covered with rubber and stuff. You're in the front few rows and you'll feel that like sand coming at you. But to Logan's point, yeah, those tires are all, slick, no real tread on them. So if they get stuff on them, the last you want to do is spin your wheels on a restart. I mean, you've seen it before where the cars all getting into each other. So they want a clean restart, and moving your car back and forth helps clean that up and have the best traction you can.
Well, I got a funny story about warming up tires.
All right.
Let me tell it to you really quick. My son Tyler and I, he was little. This is before they brought the Cup race back to Nashville, and they had Xfinity races there. So we had gone to the Xfinity race at Nashville Super Speedway, right? So we're leaving there. It's bumper to bumper traffic. We're sitting there and we're just kind of putting along. And what am I doing? I'm warming up the tires. I'm just doing this, right? I didn't think nothing of it. I just keep doing it. So finally, the traffic, we get out to where it's kind of clear. We stop at a Food Lion to look for, of course, NASCAR stuff, right? So we go into the Food Lion, nothing. We really didn't find anything. We come out, there's a cop behind my car. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And so we walk out there. He goes, "Is this your car?" And I said, "Yeah, it's my car." He goes, "We got a report that you've been driving drunk." I said, and he goes, "Have you been drinking?" I said, "No." He goes, "Well, what was going on?" He goes, "I was just warming up my tires." He goes, "I get it." And he just left. But somebody called the cops on me.
So they weren't a NASCAR fan. They didn't know they call that in.
Anyway, just keep
Anyway,
going. I didn't know this again. Sorry.
Alex Bowman. We've talked about him a few times. He won a few races last year, but this year I think it's the first time we're talking about 2014. His first NASCAR, the Press Pass American Thunder. Card number 7 and card number 59, which is Alex Bowman and Ryan Truex. That was his teammate at the time. There are a few different parallels for that. There's a color proof, the cayenne of each one: cayenne, magenta, the black, and yellow. There's American Thunder autographs with the white to 25, blue to 10, and red to 5, and Brothers in Arms. White version 10, blue to 5, and red to 1. He's also in 2014 Press Pass Red Line, card number 8. There's a few parallels. There's the blue, which is out of retail. Color proof black and white, number to 75. Color proof cayenne to 50. Color proof magenta to 10. Green National Convention, number to 5. And yellow, number to 1. And there's also a red line full throttle relics with the red to 50, gold to 25, blue to 10, melting to 1, and then the red line signatures: red to 50, gold to 25, blue to 15, and melding to 5. Those are getting a little tougher to find nowadays.
Yeah, they are. And he's the only one I think we've talked about that's in press pass. Everybody else is in, a Panini product. So it's starting to age the product a little bit.
Yeah. So he's still a young kid, and driving for Hendrick. So I think we talked about it. Kind of stole this one, but um, he won a few races last year. So again, with the win, we haven't really talked about it this year. These guys are going to be in the playoffs, so we'll see. How he does, and of course, he's running with Hendrick, so that's always good.
So did you guys think that Kyle Larson was going to win there for a minute?
I did.
Speaking of Bowman, and this is really between us and nobody else, but I had that picture of that car, that Ally car that I found in Target, because I wasn't sure if it was the Chase or not at first. Now everywhere I go, I'm looking for these cars, and I'm like this close. I haven't bought one yet, but I'm this close. There's a Meyer right across the street from the hotel, and I said, many times that I think I'm going to go with Blaney as my guy. They have that series out to wazoo. So they've got like 30 Blaneys, and it's the Menards and the other version. What's the other version? Logan. Do you remember? I can't remember what it is. It's red.
I do not remember.
But anyways, I'm like this close. But then I'm like, if I start buying these, then it snowballs. Then I buy more than what I need. And it's like, I got to refrain myself from starting something else.
It's hard. There's a lot of collectibles out there.
I love the 164 scale cars. I mean, I know this is a trading card show for the most part, but there is a collectible component to collecting the diecast as well, and I love it. I don't collect the big 124 scale, but I still collect the Hot Wheel size 164 scales.
Well, and I think for the longest time, most NASCAR fans, like that's like, to me, it always, as an outsider, it was always, that was like the number one collectible. Is that true, or is it just like my perception of what I've seen?
Well, not to go off on another weird tangent, but back in the early to mid 80s, Ertl made a lot of NASCAR 164 scale cars. So those were out long before trading cards were out. I collected them. I had Darrell Waltrip, Bobby Allison, Kyle Petty, all the ones that they came out with, Dale Earnhardt back then. And then, of course, the cards came out. I mean, I would say cards are more popular now than the diecast, but I mean, there's a lot of people that's all they collect. They could not care less about, about trading cards at all.
Right. Which, and I think the cars, I feel like this is free range here. We can, it's in the category of collectibles, but I feel like the cars for NASCAR, I mean, that's like, it's a given. It's obvious. Where baseball and football, you're not really collecting footballs with players' names. It's not the same. Like mini helmets, yeah, but for whatever reason, the cars for NASCAR, I mean, are more of a natural fit than even I think cards and stuff are for baseball and basketball and stuff, just because that's what you naturally think of first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a whole segment of collecting there that we could go off and do thousands of hours of video content for that, but we won't start that.
Now, I know Val talks about when we're at the NASCAR Hall of Fame and how the guys have those boards and things with the cars. Tell a little bit about that real quick, Val.
So when we would have driver appearances or whatever, me and Logan would show up with the cards, but there were folks who would bring the diecast cars with them, and so basically what they did was, and I thought it was pretty clever, it was a pegboard, probably 3 feet by 2 feet or something like that, and they would have all the cars zip tied to the pegboard. and then there's like a holder, and they would be like carry it like a suitcase, but they'd have, 15, 20 cars zip tied to the pegboard. And so when they would see a driver or whatever, they just pull that up and let them sign, and they reach over to their car or whatever and sign it. So other folks, some folks just bring the windshields and have them sign the
Interesting.
windshields. Yeah. So, but the
And like
pegboards
I've
I thought was
seen,
pretty interesting.
yeah, we're going like way down a rabbit hole here, but I've seen those McFarlane figures that they did in the early 2000s. I've seen people carry the bases for those where it's just like the green turf or the brown dirt part, because then you can kind of put it with whatever, not necessarily whatever, but you have more options where if you see this guy and not that guy, you can switch the base for it, and then it's like, oh, now it's autographed even though it's not the one that came with it,
So,
but
well,
they were available.
one thing with the windshields made me think of. So sometimes, when you get an in-person autograph, it might not be a great autograph, or it might be smudged or whatever it is. So the guys, would tell me with the diecast, like, well, we'll just, wipe it off the windshield, to get some cleaner on it or whatever, and then wipe it off, and then, have another try at an autograph, later on
Yeah,
or
makes
whatever. So,
sense.
yep. So, but getting back to the race in Las Vegas, our highest finishing rookie was Harrison Burton. And so Harrison Burton moved up from the Xfinity Series to Cup, so he's running for Rookie of the Year. But his rookies are in 2012 Press Pass Total Memorabilia, and it's the Rising Stars. And there's a few memorabilia autographs in there, with the silver to 125, gold to 99, holofoil to 25, and melding to 5. And I've got one of these here. You can see he's signed it.
He was just a little kid.
Yeah, you can see that. It's like first, second, third grade or something like that autograph. And there's a piece of memorabilia. You can't really see it because it's the black box there, but I think this one was numbered out of 99.
You got to think that's 10 years ago, man.
Yeah, now you say that, yeah. And then also I threw on there on the if you're looking for some of his first cards after that, 2017 Dunruss. He's in the Phenoms. Phenoms Cracked Ice $9.99. Signature Series. Hall Gold to 25, and the Signature Series just unnumbered. And so what's interesting with these, and I didn't tell you guys about this beforehand, but they are not on the checklist, but they are been released. So I'll say that again. They're not on the checklist from Panini, but they have been released. They went to the pool for not redemptions, for rewards. So they came out through the rewards. There's also another one here in the select. There's the select prisms unnumbered. That's been confirmed. It's not on the checklist. There's a blue prism numbered to 50. That's also been confirmed. Following that same pattern, there should be a red, gold, and checkered flag. I have not confirmed those, numbered 25, 10, and 1, but I would assume they have been released. So these are kind of what's the right word for them? They kind of snuck out, or they were released and not through packs. So the way to get them was through the rewards program. So it's something to keep an eye on, depending on how his career goes. Like I said, not being on any of the checklists, I think it's fine. I find that pretty interesting. So, and just finishing up. So he's in the 2017 Panini Absolute. That's where he has a base card, the card number 85. There's a few different parallels for that. The silver to 299, blue to 199, red to 99, gold to 25, and then the 4 printing plates, black, cayenne, magenta, and yellow. And then there's also, he's in Torque, but his trackside signature series. There's an unnumbered, the blue to 75, red to 49, green to 25, and checkered to 10. So the Absolute really is one of his first base cards. So were you guys aware of those that kind of were in the rewards program?
Vaguely, but that's one of the reasons that you guys watch and listen to NasCard Radio is for cool tidbits like that.
Yeah, so there's opportunities to snag those up because people don't realize how rare they are, and people aren't looking for them because they don't realize they're not on any checklist. So, but one day people will be looking for them. So,
yeah, let me go to eBay right now. I'll see you guys later.
So, Val, I think this was back when, before Logan, we talked about this, or you can correct me, but the blasters, was it 2020? The blasters, did we ever see those reds available? Where you could submit packs and then get.
Oh,
did we ever see any of those actually come out?
So Logan did do some of the red mosaics. But I don't know if it was. I think maybe it was 20 was the last year. They didn't do it in 21, right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, so it was with the retail, like the blaster boxes. You
Yeah,
could submit so many packs or whatever.
I think 20 was last year. That kind of
the Red Mojo, I think, is what it was called.
That's what it was. The Mojos. Did you get some of those? So those are actually out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah,
I couldn't remember if we talked about it or not.
Yeah, I got several packs, and in one of my packs, of course, I got Haley Deegan, but of course, it was damaged. Boo. Okay. It's been sent back to Panini, and
never heard from him again.
Yeah. Hey, Panini, I know you sponsor the show. Help a brother out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I hated that they stopped that parallel. As driver collectors or set collectors, and then to kill off a parallel line, like that. So
yeah, I like those. I mean, I said it was during the pandemic, and of course it took a while because there was nobody in the office in Panini to go in and ship anything. So it took me a while to get them, but I finally got them because I had bought a lot of Donruss that year anyway, just because of the pandemic and all the crazy things that were going on. So I forget how many. I think I ended up with like 13 or 14 packs that I got. So that tells you how much I had.
Yeah, it was a lot too, because if I remember right, it wasn't just like one blaster worth of packs. It was a few blasters worth of packs.
Right.
Because it was retail only, and I don't know if it was 10 packs or 15 packs, but I remember it took a couple of blasters. I was short, so I didn't even send in for one. So.
Oh, looks like we've lost Jason.
Nope, he's back. And in conclusion, no.
Government is getting.
Yeah, so Jason was saying about it took more than one blaster's worth of retail packs to get one of those Mojo packs, and Logan got quite a few of those packs. So
yeah, I think it was 10. Was it 10 packs? And I think you only got 8 packs in a box.
Yeah, something like that.
I think is what it was. It was something like that. And yeah, like I said, I got like 13 packs. So that tells you how many blasters I bought. You can do the math.
So that tells you too that if you see some red Mojos to pick those up, they're somewhat rare. So
yeah, I wonder if Panini's got any of those sitting around still. I mean, who knows?
I guess the question for the National.
Yeah, we can ask our friends.
Yeah. And just putting a bow on this here, the next Cup race, number 4, Phoenix Raceway, the runoff mortgage 500K at Sunday, March 13th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Stages are 60, 185, and 312. Moving over. Go
I
ahead.
think don't we have a trivia question associated with Phoenix?
Yes, with the next one. Yes, thank you. Yes, which NASCAR Cup driver holds the record with the most wins at Phoenix Raceway?
The answer to come shortly.
Yes, thank you. And I think the next IndyCar race is not till Sunday, March 20th. So we have a break for that. And they're gearing up also for the first Formula One race, also March 20th. So another week and or two, and we're going to be getting we're going to have a full roster here of races to cover. So getting excited for that.
Yeah, looks like the IndyCar is going to be at Texas Motor Speedway. So that'll be a really fast race. It won't be a road course or anything. That'll be high speed action right there.
Yeah, Texas Motor Speedway at 12:30 p.m. on the 20th. And then the F1 race will be the Burton Grand Prix in Shakar, Burton, March 20th. So, next segment. Did you have any NASCAR news?
Yeah, just very little today. It's almost more like trivia. I'm going to call because of this. I'm going to call this a year of parody, at least the way it's looking right now. So far this year, 25 drivers have a top 10 in the first 3 races. So think about that. That's 30 positions, and there's been 25 different drivers in those positions. The last time that we had 25 or more has been 1973. So it's been almost 50 years since that's happened. It's actually pretty historic. It's not one of those crazy baseball stats that say, well, he hasn't hit for the cycle since 2020. Well, that's only been a year ago. That's like no big freaking deal. But this is a big deal. So that screams to me that these new cars, I guess first of all, people are trying to still try to figure them out, and B, it has kind of leveled the playing field. So that's a really great insight into the way things are going so far this year. I just thought I'd throw that out there. And this has only happened 7 times in NASCAR history. The most was in 1965 with 27 drivers out of the 30. So that's pretty impressive. And the last time that we had 25 was in 1950. So anyway, that's just a cool statistic. That's really the only news I've got this week. Like I said, it's more of a stat than it is news, but it was, I kind of swiped that off of J-Ski. He had that, and I thought that was pretty neat. So I put that in here.
Awesome. Well, come back to our trivia. Which NASCAR Cup driver holds the record for the most wins with 8? That's Kevin Harvick.
The closer.
Yes. Have another trivia question here we'll answer after is Phoenix Raceway opened in 1964. But when was the first NASCAR race at Phoenix Raceway, and who got his first win there? So you can all talk amongst yourself. But next segment, I thought we'd talk about the Topps F1 Chrome is being released this week. Hasn't been released yet for us, but we're recording earlier in the week. So when this drops on Friday, it would have been released. So just kind of quickly going over different information about it. The packaging, a lot of parallels this year. And you can see there's some only hobby only, and then some of the ratios 1 in 36 for the green, or I guess we go to refractor. So 1 in 3 refractors, checkered flag, 1 in 18. I think there's 18 packs per box. So there's a purple, green refractor, gold, purple, orange, red. It's almost like some of those hyper prism blue, Carolina blue stuff. Orange, so orange, red, green. But then we got our purple checkered flag, gold wave, as you can see from the list here, and then printing plates, super refractor. So they look nice. So we'll see how they are. I'm not sure about the price point yet. I know they were about 600, I think, pre-sale from some of the big three. So, but the light packs are the only packs that find red wave parallels, which also come in several versions. So we have this black and white, ray wave, green, gold. You can see red and black. So there's some light version only. So that's another kind of take on it. And then there's autographs and inserts.
I got a question. How come they don't make brown parallels? Is that reserved for skid marks?
I think so. I think so.
I'm just curious, man, because you never see brown bordered cards.
I think those are actually in the memorabilia, used fire suits, but
Yeah.
so.
Well, the
But I do.
closest for baseball and stuff, Topps does that sepia.
Yeah, that is kind of brownish color.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
the autographs look nice there, and then the inserts here with Path to the Podium and the red liner, so looking good. So cards per pack in the hobby 4, value box packs per hobby 18, 16 for the value, and then cases 175 cards, but exactly like the 2021 flagship.
Hey, Val, you might want to remove our names because it's showing on here on part of the screen. I don't know if you see that or not.
Where at?
I don't think you can see it because you have yours.
Oh,
on
yeah. I'm
full.
sorry. I got you.
We're learning, folks.
Yep. Sorry about that, but
There you go.
thank you. So plenty of parallels to chase. Lots of cards in the set. Oh, I know it was finishing at the end. So here's the base set. There's all the parallels and inserts. So the 1961 Topps Sports checklist, maxed out redliners checklist, path to the podium checklist, and then the base, and that also includes I'm going down to the image variations, same as in the flagship. So
Yeah, exactly the same. I looked at it earlier. There's no difference, and I think they're all the same poses as well.
So we have the regular and then the light versions. So a little more, little, I guess, pricier than the flagship.
So on the light versions, are they using less ink? Using lighter paper? I mean,
No,
no, you just don't get as much.
yeah, you get looks like 2 less packs a box. So cards per pack of 4 each, and then 18 packs for the hobby and 16 for the light. Is that right? And then boxes per case 12, and then 16 for the light. So, but you have that exclusive to the light version. So again,
Yeah,
they'll be coming out. So we'll have to kind of dig into it as they become available. We haven't got any pre-release information, so other than what everybody else has got, but it's good to at least see the checklist and verify that it's the same as flagship. So
let me ask y'all this: do you think that this year's Chrome is going to be, as far as on the secondary market, do you think the prices for like Max and for Lewis Hamilton and those guys, you think they're going to command kind of equal prices as they did last year? You think they're going to be valued less? I mean, what are your all's thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'm kind of going off of what flagship is doing, where there's some excitement, but it kind of plateaus a little bit. You can't match it. I mean, the first and second will never be the same, but I still think just that, kind of like us, we get 5 or 6 releases a year. We want something new. I think there's going to be that clamoring for sure, but values, I can't imagine, are the same.
yeah, I think there'll be initial rush like we'd see normally, but I don't know if we're going to see the long-term price that last year's has. I think last year's was the first year it's kind of legitimate rookie of everybody. It's kind of the 86 Fleer basketball type, 88 Max. It's the first year, but it's kind of the second year. It looks like they're printing more than it was, last year. So I'm sure that, it's not going to be worthless, but I'm not sure what the prices are going to be. So, you have player collectors or, going for the rainbow or not, or set collectors but we'll find out. I mean, the boxes are, they're not cheap already, right? So last year they came out, they were, they, escalated over time. I don't, they weren't $600-700 right out of the gate like they are now. So there's a big, uh, barrier to entry at, $700-600 a box, right? You only get 18 packs. You can't even make a complete set, and you're getting only a few parallels per box. So
Yeah, I think the initial excitement's going to really make it crazy, but I think after a while it's going to settle down. I mean, look what's going on right now with flagship F1 2021. The boxes, the hobby boxes are coming down in price. I mean, I'm seeing them well under $400 now. And I think a lot of that has to do with the blaster boxes and how well those have done compared to what you get out of the hobby box. I think actually the blasters maybe kind of devalue the hobby box. What do you think about that?
Well, I was going to give an example. I have a former colleague, buyer, and half my age. He's one of those guys that's, I don't buy retail, it's junk. I only buy hobby. He's, a hobby snob. And he found out that I was buying F1, asked me, we had a whole conversation about it. And he texted me unrequested that retail blasters were better than hobby boxes. And he's a guy that buys Dynasty and all the high-end stuff, that retail blasters are better than hobby boxes. And to me, that was a huge vote of confidence, that it wasn't just us being happy to find something, but that actual F1 collectors were, seeing the same things that we are, with kind of the jaded eyes of, the high rollers that are out there.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to see. Well, of course, we're not going to have retail blasters. We're just going to have the light. It'll be interesting to see what shakes out of the light boxes versus the true hobby boxes. We'll find out. I mean, for us, tonight, this is Tuesday night. We're doing this early, so tomorrow is going to be the release day. So we'll find out.
yeah, we'll report next week how we do, what we're looking for. But right, so I was thinking about this: the blasters going through different distribution chain, right? Getting the retail as opposed to the big three and other distributors and hobby shops getting the allocation for the hobby boxes. So they're commanding more prices because that's what they're charging, as opposed to Walmart, Targets with the $20 retail, which again blew me away because everybody had increased their prices. So I was expecting at least $30 for the blaster right out of the gate, but $20, if you can find them for that, that's a no brainer. And all the ones I've opened have been fantastic. For what you get and what the prices are going for. So totally amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, in the blasters, I mean, you're getting color in every box because the odds in there state it's like every other box that you get. Maybe you get an aqua card, but we're seeing much better odds than that. So it's the blaster is a great value. You can't beat it. And I think even at 30, maybe even $40, it may not be that bad of a deal.
Yeah, I mean the three that I opened, two of them had two parallels in them. The one had the one parallel in it, but I also got all the base cards of Max and Lewis, and then got a Lewis insert and a Max insert as well. So um, all three of them I think ran better than the odds, and I got a relic out of one of those too. So totally beat the odds.
Yeah, and you get the 4 shiny cards and everything.
Right, and that's not even including those.
Hmm.
So yeah, they're a tremendous value. So I'm not holding out hope there for the Chrome, since the only way to get it is either through the top site or from your LCS or one of the big three or some other distributor. So
Yeah, Jason, are you going to try to get on tops and get you a box, or have you thought about it? I mean, I know it's a crapshoot. I mean, for the as Val says, for the 10 seconds that you have the chance to get it.
Yeah, even that's not my price range. Like, even if I could get on it, that's not my price range. Donruss is my price range, typically, and a couple other things that we'll bring up here that are coming out soon. So yeah, it's out of it for me. I don't even try to get on.
I'm going to try to get on and at least give it a good try. I don't expect to get any. So
Yeah, I feel the same as Val. I think I'm going to give it the old college try and go, let's see if I can do it. But I I don't have much confidence at this point.
because I'm curious to see what at least they're going to sell for on the top site. Uh, Probably won't get any, but actually, you touched on Dunrush, so you want to talk about Dunrush real quick?
Yeah, so I have the unfortunate pleasure of bad news. We, before every show, we check release dates and try to get updated information. And in doing so, we've now learned that according to one of the big three, as Val calls it, according to them, they've changed the release date for Donruss to April 15th, 2022. So hopefully that's it. Hopefully it's just a small delay of a month or so. But with the way that things are, and we talk about 2021 products coming out 4 months into 2022. I don't think we'll get that, but with how limited our options are, I know we hate waiting for this stuff. So sooner the better, Panini. Let's get this show on the road and get these cards out here.
Well, I'm sure that they've had a lot of issues with supply chain and printing windows and things like that. Can you imagine if some of those printers have issues with the printing presses, how far that skews these these releases coming out? And I'm sure these printing presses are running like 24/7. So at some point those things need maintenance, and they're probably going to break down. So I mean, it's just crazy right now.
Yeah, well, I want to move on over to the next segment. Oh, we need to drop back and our trivia question. The Phoenix Raceway opened in 1964. When was the first NASCAR race at Phoenix Raceway, and who got his first win there? The first inaugural race was in 1988, and it was won by Alan Quickie. He also famously did what is he called the Polish victory lap by driving around the track in the opposite direction so he could see the fans in the grandstand and wave to them. Uh, and he was Quickie was worried that NASCAR would punish him for that, but the Polish victory lap proved to be a huge success in Quickie's first career win. So,
Yeah, a lot of people still do that today now, just because of what he did. He was a pioneer in doing victory laps.
yeah, he was something else. So, um, let's move into our eBay auctions. We're calling the King's Court. Cue the music.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa.
whoa, we're
Go
too
back.
early.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
All right, rewind.
So we've not talked about 2022 Topps F1 attacks.
The attacks.
Oh, the attacks.
Attacks. So it's on one of the big three. They have the pre-sale up. It is out or scheduled, not out. It is scheduled for August 15th. Just curious on your opinions of something like there's two ways to look at it where, hey, we don't have a lot, so we kind of take what we get. But these are a different type of cards, and they're like gaming cards, correct? But they're F1 drivers.
Yes.
Okay.
So they make the like a match attacks is a soccer version, I believe.
Yes, good example. Yeah. Okay, so they have, and I don't know if they've done, learning the F1 stuff and the products. One of the options for this is a 10. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there are 10s, and it says 3 10 lids to collect, each with exclusive content. And then the 3 options were Future Legends, Super Elite, and Hall of Fame. So I'm imagining each one probably depicts different drivers to make the 10s collectible. This is something Topps has done with various releases. It's gimmicky, but it works for some people. It kind of gives them something else to go after. But what do you guys think about this type of product?
So let me add this in here. So this is the current year, the 2021 version. Now I did buy a few of these, not F1, but I did soccer, and I've been thinking about possibly collecting them. But to your point, they have the different tins, and sometimes they'll have special bundles where you get a particular driver. So here's, I guess, a Lando Norris and then a Max Verstappen that's special. When I had done mine, it was different messy. There was like a gold parallel, a gold, bronze, or silver or something. So, and you can see this one here, Alonso, and you can see like these have been sold out, and then they sell them in these other full boxes and stuff. So, I'm interested in them. I, probably wouldn't play, the game or whatever, but possibly as something, um, if I can't afford the Chrome and stuff. So the prices on those, and again, this is on the Topps UK site. So they're about £8, £9, 13. So I think the conversion's a few dollars more for those. But, if you can't afford some of that other stuff, it's a good substitute, I think.
Yeah, it's a game. I could see where this could be possibly geared a little bit towards the younger crowd, the kids, maybe. It seems a little gimmicky to me. I have not collected these, and so I don't know what they look like or how the game works or how any of these things work. But to Val's point, it's a good alternative. I think if you can't find or afford the other boxes, whether it's the flagship, the chrome, sapphire, whatever, this is a good alternative, I think. So, I mean, I think it's pretty neat. I may try some of them just so I can have that under my belt to kind of know, what to expect in these tins and these boxes and things.
Well, I think you have to consider the history of some of these cards, and we talk about a lot of drivers that don't have cards, but they're racing already. This kind of reminds me of Sports Illustrated for Kids, where it's geared, obviously, towards kids, but maybe they sneak some people in that they wouldn't put into a flagship or a chrome, and I'm saying this completely off the cuff. I've not looked at checklists and done any comparisons, but I could see this being, hey, he doesn't have a 2021 card technically, but he's got this a tax card from 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, and that could be, and if that particular driver turns out to do well in Formula One,
right?
Hey, check out, he's got his rookie card in Tops of Tax.
Right. And being completely honest, I've, that F1 Blaster the week before last was my first ever F1 purchase. And I'm a pack collector, and seeing the different variations that they have for the deck boxes and all their offerings makes me interested to, purchase a few just because of the variety that they have. And the price point, like you said, these aren't overly inflated like some of the other offerings.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of those tins. It looks pretty interesting. I may have to try to, if I happen to luck out and get a box of chrome, I may have to tack some of those onto my order.
Yes. So I guess where I was going with, so those are 2021s. The other one you were talking about is the pre-sale for 2022. So there's still an opportunity if you wanted to buy last year's still on there. And I can't remember if they made them in 2020 or not. The other thing I can say is when I did the soccer, they're little tins and they're nice, but I think the packs are not secured in there, so they kind of rattle around in there, if that makes a little sense. And so I think I can't remember if these are foil or have foil edges or whatever, but coming across the pond to the US, I think they survive for the most part, but I might have to take another look at some of these. So I did do some of, where's my tab here? Go back to Formula One. The stickers. So that on, if you can purchase from the Tops UK site, you're just going to pay a little bit more for shipping, and then the VAX tax or whatever. But there's still packs and sticker boxes, and then some stuff has been sold out. But that's kind of what. There's a sticker tin, but so it's interesting. Like I said, it gives you an alternative to the chrome and the other stuff if you can't get it. And again, with that price point at like $600, $700, as opposed to some of those tins for what I say, 7, 8, 10, £15. So
right.
So what did I miss it? What was the pre-sale price on it, Jason?
The one I had pulled up was the 10. For the sell sheet, their SRP is $14.99. Steel City Collectibles has it already for $15.95. So right now it's at the SRP essentially.
Yeah, very affordable. It sounds like
24 pack box is, or so $3 a pack. Yeah. It's a good option, I think.
Yep, I would agree. Something else to look at. I mean, do you guys think, we're seeing a lot of Topps F1 issues. Do you think that Topps is possibly, you think they could possibly flood the market with too many different issues, or you think that they're just going to get all gobbled up and people really are just going to, are clamoring for anything they can get? I mean, we all think about that.
Go ahead, Val.
Oh, I was going to say, I think right now, the only way to get them is either pre-order or having a direct account, or having to go through one of the distributors. So I think, people are buying them up, but distributors have them, and no one's blinking yet on dropping the price other than the flagship. So I think, they're going to have to go through, Topps is going to have to go through the distributors or go through the retail side. They're not going to do that for Chrome. So I think, people are buying them up and they're kind of hoarding them or whatever, because we talked about it, I think it was before, that last year's Chrome boxes are going for $2,000. So people will probably look at, well, I'm paying $600 now and I expect them to go to, $2,000 or $1,500 a box or something like that. So it kind of reminds me of the junk wax era. Like, all right, I need a whole case of 87 Topps baseball because I'm going to put it away from, my kid's college. So if I buy 6 boxes for $6,000, that's $12,000 if it was, last year's Chrome. So I think people are just scarfing up all the inventory that they can get for the cheaper price, but and the big three aren't coming down on their first year product. So,
Well, I guess really what I was asking though is, do you think Topps is going to flood the market with too many different issues? You mean, are they going to come out with different, more issues other than, like flagship, Chrome, Sapphire, all the things they've come out with so far? Are they going to have even more issues? And just flood the market with way too much product?
I don't think so. I don't think they have the bandwidth to do that between flagship, Chrome. We got stickers. We'll have match attacks. They've already talked about having tennis and some of these other sports. They can't get these out on time. I don't know if they're going to bite off more, but I don't think so. I think they're just going to, print a little more of what they're currently making.
Yep. By the way, the Bella, the official mascot of NasCard Radio, has just joined tonight. Say hi, Bella.
It's been an hour. She's been looking for you.
Yep, she's wondering where Daddy was.
So on that note, let's see here. If you want to cue the music, Jason. So, all right, that's enough of you.
All right,
trumpet player, dude. The trumpet player in the corner there. Yeah. So the eBay auctions, King's Court here, Logan. What have you got for us?
Well, this is our eBay segment, but this is now the brainchild of Jason. He's decided, and I think this is a great idea. We're going to start calling it the King's Court, and what we're going to do is we're going to have different face cards, and I'll explain it really quick. We're going to have like a Joker card, which would be an auction that's, funny, odd, something like that. We'll have a Jack, which would be a young driver. We'll have a Queen, which would be a female eBay auction. King would be a male driver, of course. The Ace, which I like this one, is a 1 of 1. And we've got what we're going to call the Royal Flush, which is the highest priced card sale of the week. So let's start it out. Our Joker of the week was on 3/6, and it's the Nabisco Speedway cards, which Val's got it on the screen right now. Full set of 25 cards. And that set sold for $650. Just buy it now. So somebody went click and bought it. I remember buying these or getting these cards as a kid out of the Sugar Daddy suckers for, I think the suckers were like a nickel. And you would get these cards in those suckers. And to see them going for $650 for 25 different cards is amazing. But the cool thing about those cards, Val's being outbid.
Why those keep on?
The cool thing about those cards is they're different forms of motorsports. I mean, you've got even speedboats, you've got NASCAR, you've got Indy, Formula One, IMSA, sports cars. I mean, there's all different forms of motorsports in this set, which is a really nice set. And of course, the cards are not your standard size cards. I don't know what size those are. I probably should have done a little bit better research on that, but they are highly collectible now because they came out in 1973. Again, these cards are almost 50 years old, and that's hard to believe because I remember buying them as a kid. Oh
Are
my
they
God.
perforated?
No.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
They have that little cutout and paste on wall poster in space shown by the letter H. So those tabs that you see.
What you could do back then is you would save your wrappers and you could send in for the poster, and you could glue these to the poster. I never did that.
I got them graded by PSA.
Yeah.
I do have a graded set. Yeah.
All right. We're moving on.
All right. Our Jack of the week, which is going to be our young driver, is the 2021 National Treasures Jesse Love Sparkle from the Sparkle Pack. It's an auto 1 of 1. We've been seeing a lot of movement on Jesse Love. His cards are doing very well on eBay. And this particular card sold for $624 with 24 bids, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So why do you think he's getting the action that he is? Because I've seen his cards, I've heard the name, but he's not somebody that we mention a whole lot in standings. So what do you think is giving him this attention?
I don't know. Is it the name? Is it the sponsor? I mean, I don't know, because I know when I went to the Nashville show last year, I saw a guy that had a few Jesse Love cards, and he told me, he goes, yeah, I'm collecting Jesse Love. So if you got any cards, that are rare or tough, I'd like to buy them. I'm going, well, I'll keep that in mind. But I mean, he's literally getting a lot of hobby love right now. So, I mean, I don't know what's sparking all that, but his prices, if you look on eBay, his prices, he's doing his, compared to other drivers of his stature, he's doing very well. His cards are doing very well.
He's got some diehard collectors.
Apparently does. All right. So moving on, our queen of the week is going to be Natalie Decker, National Treasure rookie, autographed at 5 of 25. And it went for $150. Buy it now. Now I'm looking at that card and I'm wondering if Natalie knows that she should sign a little bit more straighter.
Yeah, I think they were just laying on the table and she just went through them. So
I'm sure they did. We've seen the card shuffle where they do all the signings before, so that may have been what happened. That's just the angle she got it, and that's how it got signed. But Natalie Decker's been getting a lot of hobby love lately too. Because we're kind of seeing prices on Haley Deegan go down right now. We kind of talked about that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
And her cards seem to be on the rise. So, of course, Haley, she was in a truck race and she was in a wreck, which that certainly didn't help. But I'd like to see her do better so her card prices will go back up. But so far, so good for Natalie Decker. She's standing tall right now.
Yep.
Our king of the week, the card I picked. I mean, there were so many cards, but the thing that caught me about this is a PSA 10 2020 Topps Chrome Formula One Lewis Hamilton, and of course it's the base card, and it went for $600, but it came from Japan, which I thought was really neat. That somebody from Japan listed that. So I wonder how long it's going to take for whoever bought this card to get this card, going through all the customs and all the fun things that it takes to get a card these days.
What's interesting is that they had 3 of them.
Yeah. So somebody did quite well.
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to have just one. Yeah, last one, 2 sold. Yeah, I didn't even notice that, Val. That's a good point. But we all know how iconic this card has become. Iconic. This will probably be one of those, hobby glamour cards in the future if it's not already there.
Right.
I mean, what do you guys think about that? I think it's pretty much a glamour card already.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the pose helps too. Anytime it's something like that, when it's the kind of the portrait, I think it helps.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Jason. So, but you look at that card close up. Look at the top of it, Val and Jason. It almost looks like there's a little bit of chipping at the very top, especially on the top right. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something
glare or something. Yeah.
glare or something, but it got a 10. So, but that that always tells you buy the card, not the holder. So,
yep.
Some 10s are better than other 10s. All right, so keeping on trucking here. Our ace of the week, our one of one card of the week, is this Brad Keselowski. It's a 2018 Panini Prime Jumbo Series Sponsor Championship patch of Brad Keselowski. It's a 1/1. This card, it's a neat card, man. I like these like NasCar logos, the Monster Energy logos, all those kind of, and plus it's got the champion on there too, which is really neat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That card went for $780 with 31 bids. That is impressive, but that is also a really, really nice card.
Yeah. So in the Nuts group, there's a guy, I don't know the name, and you don't have to mention it if you know, but there's a guy that seems to collect the Monster Energy patches. Do you by any chance know if he was the one that got this one?
I don't. And I think his patches are, I don't know if they're a little different, because this looks like it's actually screened on as opposed to actually a patch.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So,
yeah, but you guys know now that that's what they're doing with these driver uniforms.
Right.
It's not, you don't have all the fancy embroidery like from Chi-Chi's, like like I've got right here. You don't have any of that stuff. You don't have any of that anymore. It's all screen printed on. I mean, I guess they do that for comfort, because I'm sure those patches, the stitching kind of rubs on you and things like that. So, but they're not quite as attractive as they used to be, but they're still highly desirable.
Yeah. Very nice.
So, yeah, I thought that was neat.
Oh yeah.
All right, and our Royal Flush of the week, which is going to be our highest price card of the week. I went through all the auctions and found that it's the 2020 Topps Chrome Max Verstappen Gold 70th Anniversary PSA 10. And of course, they say super low pop. And the guy who had this wanted 10 grand for best offer. Well, the best offer went for $3,500. So that was the best offer that was accepted.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's considerably less than what they asked, but a lot of people throw things on the wall to see what sticks. So, I mean, I think $3,500 is, I guess that's okay for this card. I mean,
so
again, this is going to be
70th anniversary.
So it's got that 70 right there on the left hand
side. Well, yeah, but is that a parallel version? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So it's 7th anniversary gold.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool how they did that logo too. It's got the little flowy track logo for 70 right there. I thought they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be yet another probably glamour card in the future. These two are the key cards of that set. The Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
Definitely. Yeah. Those are the two keys.
So that wraps up our eBay auctions for the week. We're going to start doing that every week. So we'll have our different, like I said, Joker, Jack, Queen, King, Ace, and Royal Flush of the week. It kind of helps us kind of trim it down and make it a little bit more, mainstream. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, that's so. Yeah, thanks, Jason, for coming up with that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Good job, Jason. I don't know about cutting down time because we're already.
Yeah,
it's not possible.
Oh my goodness, I know. So, but I don't know if we got anything else, guys.
I have one quick thing. The anniversary show that's coming out this week. We are going to do a couple contests and then try to continue to do some in the future. So pay attention to the social media for any and all of us. Most likely on Friday it'll start, and then we will announce the winners on next week's show. We're going to do 2 contests this week. One is more F1 and one is more racing in general. So pay attention for those on Friday.
All right.
Yep.
And I got one little thing here. It's slightly personal, but I do want to make a shout out. I want to make a shout out to Tom Pennington. His handle on Twitter is @PondTownDogs. And today in the mail, I received this Richard Petty 2021 Prism autograph. He just sent it to me. Just a random act of kindness. So I just want to do a shout out to Tom, and I really appreciate that. And I promise I will be passing it on.
Awesome.
I'll be doing something good for somebody else.
Awesome. All right, I guess that's where we'll end the show. I'd like to thank Panini America, our sponsor. If you'd like and share the podcast and subscribe to the YouTube channel, help other folks find the show and share NASCAR and auto racing trading cards. So for me and the guys, thanks for watching and listening, and we will catch you next week. And cue the music.